we're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are, at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.
You guys want to rest here?
Have you guys... checked your equipment lately?
That was nothing.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
I thought you had something to talk about. I was waiting on you.
Not really. Why? Should I leave you alone when I don't?
No, it's fine.
We used to really have to force these conversations when we started talking to each other, didn't we?
To say the least. Hey.
What is it?
Do you think you'd like to make something together?
Make what exactly?
Just if you wanna make dinner together. What did you think I meant?
Huh? Dinner? Oh, dinner, yes. Yes, of course. Dinner. Right.
What did you think I was talking about?
No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, what did you have in mind?
Well, do you recognize these ingredients?
This is... Wait, is this?
So you remember? That's right. We're going to fix the very first meal we ever had together. Although I remember it not being well received when we had it.
You still remember that, huh? I'm sorry, Shion.
I'm just teasing you, Alphen. I picked this recipe because it's easy to make, and I thought it would be a good choice for dinner, too. Anyway, let's get to work. With both of us making it, we should be finished in no time.
I never thought we'd end up eating alone like this again. Just the two of us.
Yeah, so much has changed when you look back on it. Well, I guess maybe not what we're eating, but still.
No, I'd say even that's changed too, in a sense. Our meals are a whole lot better now.
True. We've both come quite a long way in the culinary arts.
That's not exactly what I mean. How do I put it? It feels like eating together is a lot more enjoyable than it used to be.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Even after our battles are done, when Dana is saved and our mission is finished, we'll probably still be sitting down to dinner like this, night after night.
Yep, I doubt that much will change. You've always got to eat at some point.
I hope our dinners will always feel like this.
Maybe not exactly like this. Hopefully we won't still be camping out.
Oh, no, not at all. I meant in a nice, warm house. One with a roof over our heads and a proper fireplace, instead of an open campfire.
And real chairs instead of these logs. Nice plates and silverware on a big dining table. Oh, and a proper kitchen. That'd be nice too.
And when it's time to fix dinner, we'll be in that kitchen.
Standing side by side.
Whoops. Looks like we made too much. I don't think we'll be able to finish all this.
Yeah, you're right. I'll see if anybody else is still awake. I'd really hate to have to throw it away.
Side by side, huh?
I think it's time we go to sleep.
Did you get enough sleep? Sure is good to be back in the pleasant climes of Menancia. Especially after the extremes of some of the other regions we visited.
Definitely. Your country is beautiful.
You do me an honor. However, this place was never mine to own.
I didn't mean it that way. Though, I guess technically you weren't born here either. Native or not, that doesn't change the feelings you had for the place. If I were you, I'd try to take a little pride in people's compliments.
Allow myself to feel pride, huh? That sounds like no easy task.
Nothing sounds easy when you overthink things the way you do. It must be exhausting.
He's always worrying about something. It's probably what gives him his eye for detail. That's just the way he is.
Yeah, so we'd noticed.
Let's change the subject, shall we? It's a wonder so many things coincided to bring us here. Alphen's awakening, Shion's decision to revolt, the Danon uprising in Calaglia, the crown contest's final, sputtering throws.
Zephyr's being in the right place at the right time, the fact that you happened to be a lord just as this was all going on.
It's almost as if we were brought together by design. By someone who wanted to bring down the system.
No, enough Hand of Destiny talk. We did this on our own steam. It's our responsibility to see it through.
Did Law just utter a pearl of wisdom?
I do think about things, you know. Just what do you take me for exactly?
Honestly, I always sort of pegged you as a likable dolt.
What the hell makes me a dolt, you dolt?
I mean, she did say he was a likable dolt, didn't she?
Let's refrain from poking this particular Zoogle any further. Some lessons just can't be taught.
Not to dolts, anyway.
Hey, Kisara, what's your secret for putting up with Dohalim? I don't know how you managed to deal with him.
Secret? Oh, I don't think it's as difficult as all that, really.
Could have had me fooled. Anyone who waxes lyrical on the aesthetic qualities of cactus thorns is a step too far for me.
And those poetic flourishes he sneaks into regular conversation? How am I supposed to react?
He likes the sound of his own voice, that's for sure. I say let him have his fun. No need to try and understand anything he says.
Has he always been like that?
He didn't seem as on edge all the time back in Menancia. Though he was my superior back then. So who's to say what I didn't see?
The Lord of Cislodia hid in plain sight while a crony posing as him carried out all his business. What if the Lord we met in Vicente was really...
An imposter? Dohalim? Hardly. Like it or not, that's him all right. In all his flamboyant, circumloquacious glory.
I'd like to see someone try to impersonate that on a daily basis.
Come to think of it, what with being a lord and all, he's probably never had anyone to speak to on an equal basis.
It wouldn't surprise me. Having you guys around, having a family in a way, must be what's helped him change.
A little heads up on some of his eccentricities would have been nice.
It's those eccentricities that make him who he is.
Finally made it.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above them.
Don't get careless!
Illuminate the dark!
Don't tell me!
Only glimmer! Searing flame! Reload! In here! Searing flame! Let the marksman handle this! This is gonna need all of us together!
I'm on it!
Nothing gets hard to require complete focus! Spread!
Double demon fang! Now you're talking!
Sleep
Double demon fang!
I'll stop its charge! Thanks, Kisara!
Demon fang! Double demon fang! I'll finish you
Far
here
beyond the
now!
darkest sky! I'll
Not
carry
today.
one siege!
Eagle's eye! Demon fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Far beyond the darkest sky!
In a vine? It's pinned down!
Together!
Eagle assault!
Shooting star! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy Dragon! Explosion! Blah, blah, blah! Magic! Not in your dreams! Glacial spear! Far beyond the darkest standing form! I call upon thee! Shooting star!
To be let free!
Here's a healing arc!
Nothing gets by me!
Double demon fang! Hurricane!
Radiant look! Holy lift! Damn it! Grave ammo! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy
I
glitter!
can carve through armor! Double demon fang!
Illuminate the dark! I never miss! Holy glitter!
I'm on it! That's enough!
Sleep now! Here's a healing aid! This one! First aid!
Do you require a hand?
I'll fix you up!
Double demon fang! Demon fang!
Shooting star! Illuminate the dark! Magic Kazam!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers, too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Rena Alma.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That should...
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Rena Alma's here, right?
Just don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Rena Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you. The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
Illuminate
This
the
one's
dark!
tough.
Hold on,
You want this?
Here I come!
Need to pull myself
Here,
up.
hear my call!
I've let you all down.
They may look cute and stuff, but they're vicious! Freeze, Lancer! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Shooting star! Resuscitation!
I owe you one.
Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy glimmer! I'll bring you back from sleep now!
I can handle it!
Far beyond the darkest sky! Here!
I'm not done yet.
Sighted!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down.
This!
Illuminate the dark! That'll bring you down! Keep our desire complete focus! This one's mine! Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy glimmer! Resuscitation! Sleep now! Let's get you all tucked away! Divine Sage! I'll take it from here! Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Radiant Pierce!
We are freaking invincible!
Alvin and the others truly are strong!
What about me?
Xion, Astral Energy! Full throttle! Go! A flawless victory! Illuminate the dark! Naturally!
I can handle it! Can't get out of this! Far enough!
Sealed! Get on! Don't mind if I do! Far beyond the darkest sky!
Anything in armor is all mine! Now you see what I can do!
Without a trace!
I'll run you through!
Shooting star! Explosion!
Do it!
Alvin! Astral Energy!
Say no more.
Well done! Eat dirt!
First strike!
Explosion! Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This one's tough! Come forward! This one's mine! In here! Radiant War from the south side! That'll bring you down! It's a duel of the arts! Here, let me
Shouldn't have
help.
messed with me!
Don't leave me! Shooting star!
There you go!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Illuminate the dark!
Nothing gets by me!
Seal! Here's a healing art! This will
Can't get out of this!
first aid! Fire!
The enemy wields ours too.
We'll soon see about that!
Hold nothing back! I can carve through armor!
I'm on a roll! Not on my watch!
Here I come!
Illuminate the dark! You got company! Sealed! I'll be saving this one! I guess you had your uses now and again.
Told ya! Lie, son!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! You're mine!
Hear my call! Spread! Far beyond the darkest sky! Here's the evil! I call upon
Burn in hell! I'll run you through! You're mine!
Shooting star!
By the power of
A chain between heaven and earth! Let the marksman handle it! A wailing banshee of arisen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I think I'm getting stronger.
I need something to eat.
Feeling about this.
Where are you going? If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Rising one! Damn it!
Far enough! Sealed by the power of airborne beast! My specialty.
I can carve through armor!
Station!
Eat this! I'll end you!
Shooting star! Not in your dreams!
Not today!
Here! Illuminate the dark! Come forward!
We are freaking invincible!
Alvin and the others truly are strong.
What about me?
Lost! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Right, next one.
I'm on it!
Already on.
The chain between heaven and earth.
The flame inside
A wailing
to be
dancing
let free!
lightning.
Talon Hurricane!
This is it. Sealed. I'll be saving this one. Searing flame! Freeze lantern!
Now or never.
Out of ammo!
You're mine! Talon Storm!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Oh yeah? Think you could beat me at arm wrestling?
When have I not beaten you?
Right. I'll just... Let's go on ahead then. Hey, look at that enemy. It's shining. I've got a really bad feeling about this.
I can carve through armor.
Burning Sleep now.
When did I get so popular?
Be careful, everyone! This one isn't normal!
Oh, now I'm real mad.
You got flyers!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it. Illuminate the
All yours!
Come forth, holy gamer! See!
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here's a hero! Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy gamer! In here! Get on in there with the others!
Rolling snap! Swallow dance!
Eat dirt! Shooting!
I don't even know the word defeat. Where are you going?
Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy glimmer! Sleep now! More stuff! Here's a hero beyond the darkest sky! My cold heart has taken too much damage! Leave the enemy's arc to me!
No complaints here!
You're mine! Rising
I
Weapon!
won't give up! See what I can
Stay
do!
away from my friends!
Far enough!
Do it! Mirage! Burn in hell!
A charge like that can easily be faced.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Explosive ring!
Benediction
You shouldn't have messed with me!
Down! Your arm! Switch to offense!
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Look sharp!
Benediction light.
I don't have much left.
He who prepares is free.
Current watch it!
Our art is being interrupted.
Inferno crossing!
I've let you all
Look
down.
sharp! You have to hold on! Look sharp! On guard! On guard! Fantastic! Now my clothes are ruined.
Imbue this vanquished soul with life!
Tiger Blade! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
From beyond, imbue this
Nothing
vanquished...
gets by me!
From beyond,
Far
imbue this
enough.
vanquished soul with life! Resuscitation!
Their arts were interrupted. Piercing roar! Time to shine! Piercing roar! Top
To your hands now.
You'll pay for that! Demon Fang! Double knife!
Can't move!
Was I in over my head?
We've reached our destination.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Doing some thinking?
Nah. It just occurred to me that our journey's been going for a while now.
Is it a wonder to you our group has held together this long?
Maybe. We've got Danans, Renans, a lord, a mage, and even a guy from another time. Yet here we all are, leaning on each other as travel companions. It's like a minor miracle.
If anything, I'd say it's proof. Proof that as long as we accept each other for who we are, we can all get along.
And with understanding comes togetherness. Yeah, we are more than enough evidence of that.
I've always had a thorny relationship with others. Quite literally, as it happens. I figured that it was easier to give up on intimacy, rather than having to go through all of the pain of rejection. I mean, is it any wonder I grew thorns around my heart, too?
But now...
Right. Now... I still have my thorns, of course. But they don't cover my heart. I know now that there is more than one way for people to relate to one another. It was you and everyone else here that taught me that. Everyone that you brought together, Alphen.
It wasn't just me. I mean, sure, I invited a few folks to join us, but... swordsmanship's about all I have to offer. Everyone's taught and supported me just as much as I have them.
You see, that's what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're fine just as you are. The bonds that you form with others, they shine more brightly because they're mutual. It's not just one bond for you. It's many, each with a heart of its own. That's what makes them special.
I'll see you again tomorrow.
I couldn't eat any more if I tried.
That is true happiness.
I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Sleep now. Let's get you all tucked away.
Got me! Mega Ray! I'll take you more! Watch this!
Shooting star!
This is
Where
bad.
are you going?
We got flyers.
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
Dragon Swarm!
All yours.
Take this!
Finish it!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that. Far beyond the darkest skies, I call upon thee! Explosion! Radiant pierce! Shooting star! Ready!
Eat this!
Hearts require complete focus! Not on my watch! Let me help!
Armor won't save you!
Illuminate the dark!
Far enough! Solid Storm!
Sealed!
I'm just getting
Glacial Spear! Pierce the evil! Darkest skies! I call upon thee! Glacial Spear! Shooting star! Freeze Lancer! Here's a healing arrow!
We barely managed to turn that battle.
Stay away from
You
my
don't need to
friend.
sound surprised.
Perhaps I'll put more faith in you then.
Well, I certainly won't argue.
Can't get out of this!
Still got some fight left in me. I'm ready!
Rising water.
Holy Land! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy Glimmer! Holy Land! Illuminate the Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle!
That worked like a dream.
I pity anyone who stands in our way.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Holy Land! Here, let me help. In here! I'm not so good with airborne targets.
See what I can do.
I'll do better.
Go! This one's mine!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Put you through!
Here, let me help. Illuminate the dark! Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle.
I'm right beside you. Sealed! More for the stockpile!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that! Illuminate the dark!
It must take guts to fight without a
Enemies
weapon.
incoming! I'm not brave. I just do what I have to.
If you're ever in a pinch, just say the word.
I can't imagine what we'd do without you, Renwell.
Who, me? That's a little much, don't you think?
I'm serious. You're a lifesaver.
Hold together, just a little longer. Get it together. We need you informed.
Armor won't save you.
Hey!
More?
Feel!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Just keep coming.
Illuminate the dark! Holy glimmer! Sleep now. More fire! Here, let me help. First aid!
You're mine!
Shooting star!
Finish you here and now.
Crush!
You require a hand.
Demon Fang! Finish it!
Sweet dreams! Reinforcements? In here! Annihilation!
This one's mine!
This one's mine! Not in your dreams!
Rolling snap. We are freaking invincible.
Alphen and the others truly are strong!
What about me?
By the power of flame! Vanish with shooting star! Illuminate the dark! Only by the power of flame! One more! Take this! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer!
Dragon Shout!
Recover! Sleep now. Here's a healing art. First aid! Up!
Take this.
Pull myself together.
Here I come! Burn in hell!
This is it! I never miss! Let's do it!
Strike!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help.
Rising Wyvern!
Chain here goes! I'm on a roll now! Sealed!
Big blast!
Blah, blah, blah! Freeze Lancer! Now finish! Searing, not in your dreams! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer! In here! Let's get you all tucked away!
Blow away! Eternal Devastation!
Annihilation! Mega Ray! Shooting stars! I'll never
Cure!
miss!
To be let free! Eat dirt!
Swallow dance.
By the power of
Finish it!
flame! Vanish without a trace!
Do you require a hand?
Rising Wyvern!
Now you see what I can do.
Sleep now!
I'll finish you here and now.
This one's mine!
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis!
More?
Too
Rising
late if I
Wyvern!
do!
Come and get it.
Flame! A chain between heart and magic is down! Sealed!
Sword Rain
This will come in handy. Here, let me help! Malevolent! First aid! Waterfall! Freeze Lance! There! One more! Mega Ray! A chain between heaven and earth!
Hold on!
I'm on
This one's
Wayland's
mine.
Sea of Lightning! Mega Ray! This one's mine! Here, let me help! This one's mine!
Rising Wyvern!
Here's a healing art!
Here I
Illuminate
come.
the dark! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Here's a healing art! Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy glimmer!
Denied.
Sleep now by the power
Take
of
this.
flame! Vanish without a trace! Far beyond the darkest sky!
Blow away.
I call upon thee!
Severing
Prepare
Blade!
to be sealed.
Finish it!
Red! Eagle Dawn!
I still got a ways to go.
Trouble.
Capital T! Together we've got this!
Pull myself together. I never miss.
Demon Fang!
Field.
Double Demon Fang!
Glacial Field. Fire features are a real pain in the butt.
I'll finish you here and now!
Blaster. Go for the weak point.
Rising Wyvern!
Not in your dreams.
Voice Blast! You picked the wrong fight!
Illuminate the dark. Come on.
Damn.
Holy glimmer. Field. Finish without a trace. Leave the enemy's arc to me.
Demon Fang!
No complaints here!
Demon Fang!
Shooting star! First aid! Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy glimmer!
Destruction!
Field! There! This is what they need! Magna Ray!
Armor won't save you!
Got it! Annihilation! Now's our
Shouldn't have
chance!
messed with me!
Pierce! This one's all mine!
Shooting star!
This one's mine!
Explosion! Illuminate the dark! Burning! Come forth, holy glimmer!
Now we're never...
Demon Fang!
Hurricane!
Take this!
Magna Ray! Far beyond the darkest pit! That'll bring you down!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Arch
Blow
Seal!
away!
Clear corruption!
Demon Fang!
Back into the
Shooting
star!
star!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy I can handle it! By the field! Gotta hold it together! It's do or die! Right back at ya!
Blow away!
I'll take it from here! Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
It was nice while it lasted.
Here, let me help! Don't mind if I do!
Eat this!
First aid! What would I do without you?
Not today!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy glimmer! Holy
Demon
land!
Fang!
Do it!
Double Demon Fang!
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
The heavens must be smiling.
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
man. I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Double demon fang! Storm!
Nail strike!
Demon fang!
It can hide its armor. It's amazing.
Armor won't save you!
Demon fang!
Now or never. Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy flame! Let's get you all tucked away!
Burn in hell!
That'll bring you down!
No further!
Nail strike! I can do this all day!
Fly!
I'm out of ammo!
Swallow blade!
Oh, Hard steel! Gemini Aqua! Sleep now!
Now you're
Let's
talking!
get you all tucked away! Don't mind if I do!
Demon fang!
Now I'm real mad!
Far enough!
Eat this!
Demon fang!
I'll run you through!
Healing art!
Now I'm in trouble!
One more time!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I'll bring you back. All disasters made one. Come, I can't hold on much longer. Let me help. In here. This will come in handy. All disasters made one.
Now you see what I can do!
Healers of purity. Annihilation.
The enemy wields art too.
You'll soon see about that.
Without a trace! Swallow blade! The flame inside me! To be let free!
In a vine!
Talon hurricane!
I'm ready.
I'm not done! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Double demon
Came
fang!
between heaven and earth. That'll bring you down. A wailing beauty of lightning.
Double demon fang!
Let me help! Ready to go! There you go! You like me again!
Charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Astral energy. Full throttle.
I've used a bit too much healing. The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah, it's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Linwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think...
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really, really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dana, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrecht 35 told us. The Danan and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dana's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dana the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's great spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn.